Lisa Brandt.
Hello, Erin Davis. This must be Thursday.
It sure is, and it's episode 125 of Gracefully. And frankly, I'm so glad I had time to screw my eyeballs back in my head after Lisa posted a picture that was like a Rorschach test. It was carrots doing, well, pretty lascivious things, depending on the way you looked at it. It was either the back end of a dog with an extra leg, or two people having something against a wall. I don't know what, but okay, first off, tell us the story of where you got this carrot and why.
All right. So I went to the grocery store, and they were out of almost everything Canadian and Ontario. They're having so much trouble keeping up with our demand for Canadian and local. And there were local carrots, but they were all so big around, like eggplants. And I don't know about you, but I don't need a carrot the size of a drink coaster. So the only one that wasn't gigantic was this deformed one with three little carrots coming out of one bigger carrot. And I thought that's perfect because I can take the three little parts and cut them up for my salad and they won't be so gigantic. I also thought it would make a funny photo because it looked like a person. It looked like a torso and legs or something. I don't know.
So that's the real reason you bought it. Be honest. You're like me. You think, oh, this will be good for social media or for the show, so I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Well, you know, it was kind of threefold.
Three-legged like your carrot.
That's right. It was a tripod. So
yes.
It was that, but it was more that I would have the smaller discs of carrot. And the other thing was I kind of felt sorry for it. I thought this carrot is going to be overlooked and left at the bottom. I anthropomorphized it. I made it into a thing and gave it a personality and decided to cut it up when I got it home. So
you took pity on it and then you butchered it.
That's right.
Okay, I think I've got that. Yeah. All right.
Some of the comments people have made and some of the comments they won't make but send me privately are things I didn't even see in this carrot.
Okay, well, you're going to post that at our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page because I've got something else there, which is a really great way to cook carrots. And I know, a recipe from me, it must be a full moon or something. It's not. But it speaks more, though, to the fact that you're not able to find so much Canadian produce, not just because of the time of the year, but we encountered this when we were shopping for an Easter feast in Ottawa. It's like, oh no, all of the carrots are from the U.S., except we did find this one stack of Canadian carrots. They cost more. We bought them. We felt good. So what about was it Loblaw's boss saying that this is kind of a passing fancy on shoppers' parts? Am I getting that right?
Kind of, yeah. Per Bank, the CEO of Loblaws, said store data shows that people are looking for Canadian and they're trying really hard to source as much Canadian stuff as they can, but he doesn't think it's going to last. So they're trying really hard not to buy as much from the U.S. because they don't want to be stuck with tariff costs either. But he predicts that about a third of us who are looking for Canadian products and produce now will stick with it, and the rest will just go, no, it's got to be priced first. And, you know, I get that for a lot of people. It's the budget, and that's what rules, and that makes absolute perfect sense. But I think if they can, they're still going to look for Canadian first. Most of us, don't you think?
I absolutely think so. And I think that Prime Minister Carney's visit to the White House this week really kind of just cements that. It reminds us that this 51st state BS is still very much a part of the conversation. And I just love the way he handled him. We're not talking politics this week, but the way that he sort of flattered Trump and said, you know, some places are not for sale, like this White House and Buckingham Palace. And I thought, oh, yeah, because they're trying to make the White House look like Buckingham Palace. Have you seen how much gold and gilt there is in that place now?
Well, the guy's got the taste of an Iraqi dictator, so
that's it.
Yeah.
It is going to stay a thing. I really do believe that. And I think that Pear Bank needs to read the store.
Well, they are working on it, he said, taking it very seriously, and they're trying to keep prices low, on and on and on. But when I was at the grocery store this week, as indicated by my carrot, I couldn't find Canadian almost anything I wanted. And, you know, I'm addicted to cauliflower. If I don't have cauliflower in the house, I feel like I'm missing something. And my only choice was California. And that really disappoints me. But they also had a lot of their American stuff on sale because people aren't buying it. So it ends up being a better deal for somebody who's watching their budget closely. I think he's wrong. I don't think he's reading the room, like you say.
So to that carrot recipe, now that we've established that your three-legged Charlie Brown tree that you brought home because nobody else was going to buy it, but instead of decorating it, you're massacring it. If you're going to go with the anthropomorphizing, girl, I'm going to go there all the way too. So which leg did you take first? Anyway, okay.
They all came off at the same time.
Okay. Ooh, these are grim veggies.
They are.
All right. So here's your grim veggie recipe. And the trick to restaurant-style carrots is called steam roasting. Have you heard of this?
The only thing I think I've heard of is that it's in stages.
It is in stages. Good for
Okay.
you. You are already a stage ahead of me. My trick to getting restaurant carrots is going to a restaurant.
Mine too. Mine too.
There you go. Okay, you roast your vegetables in stages. First, you toss them in oil and season them with salt, pepper, spices. And then you tuck them into a foil-covered baking dish with a little water. Okay, added to create that steam effect. And once the vegetables are well on their way to tender, then you take the foil off, you continue roasting them uncovered, and you get a little bit of caramelization and color on them. And it will work with those giant coaster carrots that you talked about, Lisa, or to the multicolored bunches that you can get when the season gets a little longer here at the farmers markets. And they also stand up, not yours anymore, they have no legs. You didn't have a leg to stand on. No, but they can also stand up really well in the fridge. So I will remind you that recipe is right now on our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page. And if you click to that recipe, you also get some spicing suggestions as well.
That sounds like a lot of work, to tell the truth. Is it as much work as I think, or not?
Well, I don't think so. It's just adding the extra step in the oven. But what do you
Okay.
usually do? Just cut them up and steam them?
I don't tend to serve carrots. That's my way around it.
Well, what the heck were you doing with tripod there? What was your plan? Just bring them home?
Making myself a salad, and I like lots of different veggies. I eat a salad every day, and it has to be interesting, or I'm going to eat a chunk of cheese. So it has to have a lot of things in it.
Okay, so we've long believed, and it's a fact, I mean, it's science, that carrots help eyesight because they have beta-carotene, hello, it's right there in the name, which converts to vitamin A. We can do all that, and we can take our supplements and all of those things, and we are big fans of supplements for inflammation, as you know here on this podcast, but sometimes we have to help ourselves, and you're doing something tomorrow that is eye-opening. Sorry, I'm going to really try and limit the puns here. And next week, I won't say you're a sight for sore eyes, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so tell us all about this, what it is, and I'll have lots of questions if you're patient with me.
Of course, always. It's very common. I was losing sight in one of my eyes, and it can be caused by so many things, as you know, like even diabetes or anything. So I went to get my eyes checked, and they said everything was fine. Well, that was last year. This year, one of my friends got LASIK to correct his vision, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I'm a candidate for that. So I went to the laser clinic, and they did that whole workup and said, not only are you not a candidate, you have a cataract. So this cataract is just a baby. It's just starting to grow, but it was already affecting my eyesight before it could be seen. What they do in that case is replace the lens in your eye, which I never knew. Every time people say I'm having cataract surgery or somebody's having cataract surgery, I thought they go in and cut out a cataract. That's not what they do. They pull the lens out and give you an artificial one. So it's a surgery of the eye. They freeze you, and in my case, they're going to dope me up.
Yay.
Although you do have to watch it happen.
Yes.
And they're doing both at once, which is something that I hear from a lot of people isn't always the case. Sometimes they'll do one and then they'll do another. And I'm feeling really fortunate that I'm getting this done. And then there's no possibility of getting another cataract because it's not a natural part of your eye anymore. It just can't happen.
Oh, so it's just basic cataract surgery then.
Well, see, that's the thing. They call it cataract surgery, but I did not know that was lens replacement.
Wow.
So lens replacement to me is much more specific and a better way to say it than cataract surgery because that could be anything. So they replace the lenses with artificial ones. You get two choices. You can either see perfectly up close and have all the range, but at night you get halos from lights.
Yes, I hear of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get the ones where you might need readers up close, but it's much clearer at night. And those are the ones I'm getting because I'm pretty sure I told you that the last time I drove at night, which I don't do very often, I was in a fun house on a ride in a roller coaster. I couldn't tell what anything was. It was terrifying. And I had gone to the place in the daytime and then I had to leave at night and it was just a nightmare. Even though I don't do it often, I would much rather not go through that again. So that's what I'm getting. So healing is supposed to be really simple. In fact, the cut in your eye that they make, and I'm sorry if anybody's knees are going weak at the thought of that, but it heals up in 4 hours.
What?
That's how resilient the eyeball is. So they start you on all these antibiotics and everything beforehand. You have this very specific regimen of drops to do all the way through for months. They tell you everything to look for. I mean, it's so routine. Seems like a bigger deal than it is because it's your eyes and you don't want anybody messing with your eyes. But they do it all the time and they do it successfully. It's really nothing to worry about. I just know that as long as I have a little bit of the I don't care pill that they're going to give me, I'll be fine.
Okay, so did you do it through OHIP or are you paying privately? Can I ask you that? Is that too private or how does it work in terms of finances?
Well, this is something that makes me feel very grateful and a little embarrassed, but it's fine. I'm paying for it because the wait is so long to get it under OHIP.
How long, Lisa?
Well, I know I've heard of people who are waiting for up to a year.
Okay.
But here's the problem with the waiting up to a year. I wouldn't even be in line for I don't know how long until my vision got way worse. It's not bad enough to be considered an OHIP case.
Okay.
And yet it's bad enough that I'm having trouble seeing out of my right eye. A lot of times it's getting cloudy.
Okay.
So I just figure, damn the torpedoes. What is money for? I'm getting both done and be done with it. And I know how fortunate I am and I know how lucky I am. And I was thinking about people who are worried about two-tier healthcare and about people getting to the front of the line. Well, that's not what this is because this doesn't push anybody who's in the OHIP line anywhere.
Okay.
I get it done faster. That's true. I do. But I'm not hurting anybody else who's waiting. They'll still get their surgery. It's embarrassing to the point that, I mean, I'm not independently wealthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel kind of bad about that because I know there are people waiting who are frustrated, but that's what I'm doing.
All right. And the cost, is it 5 years worth of nice glasses or what is the cost?
I'll tell you, it's in the many thousands.
Many thousands, but not over 10?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I will tell you, I played the I'm not sure game
Uh-huh.
in order to get a discount because you know that if you hold off for a while, that they're going to come back and go, you know, let's talk about this or whatever. I don't know that it always works, but you get somewhat of a discount if you have a cataract because then it's considered OHIP will cover however many hundreds.
Okay.
And my cataract is visible, I guess, to their equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a discount by saying, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
the cost is why I'm hesitating.
Well, of
and
course.
they'll price match too. And this other company said,
What? An eye for an eye? Wow.
this other company said they give me $1,000 off. So I went back to these guys and I said, well, these guys say they'll give me $1,000 off. And they said, but did you go for the whole testing again and everything? And I went, no. And they said, okay, tell you what, we'll give you $500 off. And I said, okay, I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. Driving a hard bargain. And one final question, which a lot of people I think are going to have. Why both eyes at once? That doesn't sound smart.
Actually, I think it is smart. And one of the reasons is when you think about doing the knees, it might not be as smart because of all the exercise you have to do.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But you're going to be down with the one eye anyway, and probably unable to do much with your vision until it's back, which in some cases, Erin, it's like hours. And people say they're seeing well already.
Wow.
It varies for people, but I want to get one and done. And my friends, Patricia and Lee, Patricia had LASIK. Lee had this done. He had both done at once. And he said, it's just less downtime. You don't have to go through it twice. I think with OHIP, sometimes you have to only get one and then another. But I had the choice and I just said, go for it. I've got sunglasses. I've got a husband here. I'll do what I have to do. And then it's over with. It's done.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's not one and done. It's two and done.
Two and
Good
done.
for you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear about it next week.
Well, the only thing, I really wish I wasn't going to see it. But our friend Jill, who listened to this podcast, she's getting it done in November, I think she said, and she's going to be knocked out. I didn't know there was an option.
That'll cost you more. That's behind door number 3. You wonder where these ideas come from, and it's all the mother of invention, right? Necessity is the mother of invention. And two moms who are inventors are Kathy and Kim, the co-founders of Envy Pillow, and they're moms who invent. And I just heard yesterday from Carol Clark, our favorite queenager, on our Facebook page. She has just ordered the Envy travel pillow. So good for her. Good for moms everywhere, and good for Kathy and Kim for coming together and making this company in such a superb product.
It's funny, how many times do we come up with good ideas and not follow through? And this is the tenacity and the research skills and everything else of Kathy and Kim. It was such a great idea, and thank goodness they went for it. You know, somebody could have easily said, oh, you don't want to put the money into research, you don't want to whatever, but thank goodness they did. And they're such great women. Check them out. Check out all their products. I use their copper washcloth every night.
Me too.
Yeah. And it's all at envypillow.com, and you'll get 10% off your purchase of anything they sell with the code GF.
Remember a couple of weeks ago when you and I were talking about that one song you have to listen to for the rest of your life and what your choice would be? And one of them that I sort of put aside was Stravinsky's Firebird Suite. I just absolutely love it because it grows and grows and grows. And I heard it in concert a couple of months ago. My niece's orchestra was playing it. And I just pointed to Rob, and you could see all the hairs on my arms standing up, and most of them on my legs, but I had jeans on. And I've heard it said that when that happens, it's your body giving the music a standing ovation.
That's cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So I stumbled across the Sound Mind on Threads, and the host is a music psychologist. It's a podcast, and she explained why lots of people enjoy music, right? But some people don't experience it quite as intensely on a physical level. Is that you? Like, do you get shivers when you hear a certain song, or everything stands up?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, there is a reason we are wired this way. Part of it, and I've got a few reasons, see where you fit in this as you listen to us here on Gracefully and Frankly. Thank you. One of them is personality. Research shows if you score high in openness to experience, which I think we both are, you'll be more likely to experience chills. And you also score high in imagination, curiosity, creativity, and emotional sensitivity. So that means you're going to be more affected by music. Another reason that music can give you tingles, musical training. If you know musical structure and just what that is doing there, and the ninth and the minor and the eighth and the what, you are more likely to get chills because you're attuned to how it works.
The only one I knew there was the what.
And A minor. Okay, culture. Now, music we grew up with is definitely more likely to hit all the bases. Like if we grew up with, say, classical music as we know classical music. I had chills all the way through watching Amadeus from 40 years ago the other night. If you grew up with it, you might be more deeply touched than someone who was never exposed to it, even in Fantasia, for example, from Disney. Yeah. Or some of the stuff we heard on Bugs Bunny, which reminds us of the last episode. Another way that you might be susceptible or more likely to get shivers when you hear music is just how you're feeling right now. Are you feeling vulnerable or nostalgic or more emotionally open? Then those chills will likely follow. But get this, Lisa. If you're in a cold and dark room, that will amplify your brain's emotional and physical response to sound. Think of it like you're in a movie theater or in a concert and everyone's being quiet and the atmosphere is just perfect.
That's very cool.
It is. And then finally, brain structure. If you experience frisson, I love that word, frisson, I think that's what we did to the carrots, you have been shown to have more white matter in your brain connecting auditory and emotional parts of your brain, meaning the music to emotion connection is faster and stronger. And I wonder if that faster, stronger connection is why we see people with dementia and Alzheimer's knowing all the words to a song or being able to sit down at a keyboard and play the entire piece.
That's a very good point. And some songs will give you that over and over again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to diminish. At least they do for me.
Yeah, like hearing those first few a cappella notes of Bohemian Rhapsody. Doesn't that do it for you every time?
Yeah, and another one is The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics. I would probably take that one to an island. I wouldn't have anything to play it on, but I take the song with me. There you go.
Yeah, you take a sad song to an island. Okay, well, I will take Hey Jude, and I'll take that sad song and make it better. So we'll go together. How's that sound?
Okay, nah.
So we got a call to our voicemail at our gracefullyandfrankly.com pod page. And you take this one away, Lisa.
Well, Dana has been away for a while, and she came back and was catching up on our podcasts and found she really related to one of them recently.
Hi, Aaron and Lisa. Last night as I was walking, I started listening to episode 122. What struck me was your comment on the addictive personality, especially with food. I started walking on a cross-Canada and American camping trip. I managed to finish the Lake Agnes Tea House climb. It's a 3.7 kilometers straight up a mountain with lots of switchbacks. As I was walking up this hill and stopping for the third or fourth break, I was watching people 10 years older than me, and others were passing me as I sat. I thought, this is nuts. What am I doing? But I kept going, and when I completed it, I thought, if this is how I feel at 59, what will it be like when I'm 79 or 89? I came home, and as of today, still walking every day, and as best I can, eating healthy. You guys make me laugh, which makes it all more enjoyable.
Thanks, Dana. You know, it's always interesting, Lisa, what people take from each episode. I met Sheila the other day, who lives in Meaford, Ontario, and she's here visiting her mom, and she just kind of reached out and said, hey, can we meet? And I said, sure. So we had a nice visit, and she just started podcast the beginning of this year because she's a little older than us, but she's getting into it. And so she went back to episode 1, and I said, oh my God, we've gotten so much better.
Yes.
And she said, I just stopped where Lisa was leaving for Italy.
Oh.
Now she's picking up on our more recent episodes. So she told me what she gets from it and that we make her laugh and that it's just music, hair standing up to our ears when you say that.
Oh, totally. So you can go to our website and tell us whatever you like. Leave us a voice message, send us an email. It's as simple as, for the voice message, the little microphone at gracefullyandfrankly.com, little microphone at the bottom right. Be sure to fill out your name once you're done recording and fire it off, and we get it, and that's how simple it is.
Exactly, and she was looking at T-shirts there, too. She said, I saw the pre-Queenagers one. Can I just get a Queenagers one? And I said, oh, hell yeah, that's the OG. That's what we started on. OG is not a size. And I said, we got all the sizes and no up pricing. So, yeah, go there, have some fun. I love hearing Dana talking about walking, too, because every day now I'm routinely logging about 10,000 steps. And I just put a podcast in my AirPods, get walking, and before I know it, I'm way past the halfway point, and you have to turn around and come back. So it's like, okay, gonna double those steps. And I'm always so grateful every single day not to have pain while I'm walking. And if that's what's stopping you as you think of your spring ahead with like gardening and walking and getting those muscles back in shape when you're not jumping up and down watching the hockey playoffs, Sierra Sil has a gift for you that expires this Sunday night. It's a Mother's Day promotion. These anti-inflammatories that come with the guarantee, Sierra Sil Joint Formula 14, they don't do the 20% sale off often, but this is right now. It's a great chance for you if you haven't tried Sierra Sil. It's Mother's Day 20. Here's the code. It's not the GF this time. This week only till midnight Mother's Day. Mother's Day 20, 20, Mother's Day 20, all one word. And of course, the website is in the show notes, but let's give it again, Lisa.
SierraSil.com, SIERRA, like the mountains, Sil, SIL.com. Don't forget that code. If you're listening after Mother's Day, sorry, but it's good through Mother's Day.
And after Mother's Day, you still get the discount of 14% using the code GF.
Yeah, can't lose. So when you're walking, do you ever, I don't know, digest your food in an obvious way?
You mean like this?
I'm walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh, why are farts so funny?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm 8 years old. I could not wait to do that.
There's some real science behind something called fart walking.
As long as we're not behind someone who's fart walking.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
yes.
If you eat a meal
Yes.
and you go for a walk and fart, it's good for you because you're helping your digestive system. The more you move, the more you sort of help things along through your bowel and through your intestines. And they're calling it fart walking. And, walking is good for you if you've had too much sugar, too many carbohydrates, whatever. It can help bring your blood sugar down if you're diabetic or hyperglycemic or whatever. But the fart walking... Who knew that was good for you? I mean, who hasn't seen somebody as they're walking along,
Yes.
whether it's a little kid or whatever?
Yeah, and why is it always in someplace quiet or echoey? Oh, geez.
So we were visiting Derek's mother, who has been gone many years now, wonderful, lovely woman, and I had no idea that the whole time Derek was being careful not to pass any wind. So we got outside the second we got out of her building, he fart walked.
Oh, geez.
And it sounded a bit like a salute, a 21-gun salute. And I turned around, of course, as I will do, to see if there's anybody around. And we had walked out of the building. He had immediately started firing.
Oh.
And there were 3 people sitting in wheelchairs trying to get some sunshine for the day.
God. Oh, let's hope that they were hearing impaired, the poor dears.
It's been a decade and I'll never forget the looks on their faces.
Oh, so they did hear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, one of them anyway, but I'm sure they thought, that man's very healthy, so...
yeah, that's the first thing goes through my mind. Oh, jeez. Derek's never going to live that down. Huh.
His whole family are farters. They all talk about it and whatever.
I never, ever once heard my mother pass gas. Never once. I don't know. It must be a generational thing or something, or maybe she just didn't have any. But no, I think it's the latter.
Did they have a euphemism for it? My mom used to say fluff.
Fluff. We called it, are you ready? Knowing your favorite candies? We called it twizzling.
Oh, my goodness.
Who twizzled? I know.
Oh.
Okay. Well, you feel free to send us your euphemisms too if you want. Go to our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page where we are just the height of all propriety, as you can tell.
We keep it classy. We didn't say high class.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, good luck with your eye surgery tomorrow. I know I fart when I get nervous, so you don't do that.
I do too, but only when I'm at the gynecologist, so.
Oh, stop it. No, you don't. No.
Oh, yeah. I've had to warn the gynecologist.
No. I don't know if we leave that in. And that's what he said. Jeez. Okay, well, we hope that if this was your first Gracefully and Frankly...
This is not what you'll expect in the future.
No, definitely not. Definitely. And we're not even going to tell you what crop dusting is. Okay, so We'll talk to you again next week. Good luck to you tomorrow with your eye surgery, Lisa.
Thank you, Erin.
Let us know on the Gracefully and Frankly page how you're doing.
And I'll post the carrot as well.
Yes, please do post the carrot.
That's not a euphemism.
Yes. Bye for now.
Bye.
Toot-a-loo.